You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Saturday, August the 8th, 2020. The Nationals and Orioles played each other. 3-1 was the final score of this game. Scoring came at a premium in this one. Both teams got their first run in the 7th inning, but the Orioles broke out with 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead and ultimately win the game. Paul Fry got the win out of the bullpen. Ronis Elias got the loss, and Michael Givens earned his 26th save of the season. The Athletics beat the Yankees again. Final score of this game, 5-1. The Yankees didn't score until the 9th inning. Meanwhile, the Athletics were scoring rather early. They got 3 in the top of the 4th and then 2 in the top of the 7th. Jesus Luzardo got the win, his 6th of the year, and Masahiro Tanaka got his 3rd loss. He's now 10-3. The Rays and Red Sox played each other in an AL East matchup. Close game, but the Rays came out on top, 2-1 the final score. The Red Sox scored first. They got a run in the first inning, but then the Rays scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to take the lead. The Rays also doubled the amount of hits the Red Sox had in this game. The Rays had 12 compared to the Red Sox 6. Colin Poche got the win, Colton Brewer got the loss, and Jose Alvarado now with 5 saves on the year. The Angels and Mariners played each other. This is an AL West matchup, and the Mariners won this game 4-1 the final score. The Angels scored first. They got a run in the first inning, but then the Mariners broke out for a 4-run bottom of the 5th inning. They took the lead, and that's all they needed. The Angels didn't score after that. Cody Sadzik got the win. Anderson got the loss, and Matt McGill now has 27 saves on the season. The Twins and Royals played each other in an AL Central matchup. Final score of this game, 6-5. The Royals came out on top, beating the first-place team, which also has the best record in Major League Baseball. The Twins started scoring first. They got 4 runs in the top of the first inning. Then the Royals started to chip away almost immediately. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the first. They also got 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning, which tied the game at 4. Then the Twins scored at the top of the 5th inning. The Royals doubled that total. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, taking their 6-5 lead, and neither team scored after that, so the Royals' lead ended up holding up. Jesse Hahn got the win. Jake Odorizzi got the loss, and Ian Kennedy now has 23 saves on the season. Another AL Central matchup played between the Indians and the White Sox, and the White Sox won this game by 7 runs. 12-5 is the final score. The Indians scored a decent amount of runs, but didn't help them that the White Sox got 4 runs right in the first inning and then followed that act up with a 5-run bottom of the second. Michael Kopech got the win, and Zach Plesac got the loss. The Tigers and Rangers played each other. Final score of this game, 5-2. Gregory Soto got the win, Austin Bryce got the loss, and Joe Jimenez up to 31 saves now on the season. The Blue Jays beat the Astros again in this series. Final score of this game, 7-5. The Blue Jays brought the offense early. They got 4 in the top of the second, and they also got a run in the top of the 3rd inning. They tacked on 2 more in the 8th inning to total their 7 runs. Meanwhile, the Astros scored 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 6th inning. It's not a bad offensive day, just not as good as the Blue Jays. Wilmer Font got the win. Brad Peacock got the loss. He's now 8-8 on the year. And Ken Giles has earned his 3rd straight save against one of his former teams. He's up to 31 saves now on the season. The Braves and Marlins played each other in an NL East matchup, and the Marlins won this game. Final score, 3-2. It was close all throughout. The Marlins scored first in the 3rd inning. The Braves tied the game in the 5th and then took the lead in the 9th. And while Will Smith had an opportunity to earn the save, he ended up blowing it because the Marlins scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning, took the lead, and walked it off, and they won the game. Adam Conley got the win, and Will Smith got the loss, his 3rd of the year. The Diamondbacks and Pirates played each other 9-0. The final score of this game, the Diamondbacks shut out the Pirates. Madison Bumgarner got the win, and Chris Archer got the loss, his 7th of the year. The Cubs and Brewers played each other in an NL Central matchup, and the Cubs won this game. It was close, but 7-6 was the final score. Each team got 10 hits in this game, and the Cubs committed 2 errors, but still ended up winning. The Cubs scored early. They got 4 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. They followed that with a 2-run top of the 4th. The Brewers started scoring in the 6th inning. They got 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. Then they scored 2 in the 9th, almost making a comeback, but they fell short by a run. Kyle Hendricks got the win, Brandon Woodruff got the loss, and Michael Lorenzen now has 3 saves on the year. The Phillies beat the Giants in a close game, 5-3. What was the final score of this game? The Phillies got 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th to total 3 runs, and then the Giants tied the game all up in one half inning. They got 3 runs in the top of the 7th inning, went scoreless in the 8th, but then in the 9th inning, the Phillies walked it off with a 2-run home run, and they got the win. Victor Arano got the win, and Sean Anderson got the loss. Close game between the Reds and the Cardinals, but the Cardinals came out on top by a 5-4 victory. This was an NL Central matchup. Tyler Webb got the win, and Lucas Sims got the loss. The Mets and Dodgers played each other. 6-2 is the final score of this game. The Mets came out on top, and this game took extra innings to complete. The Mets tied the game in the top of the 9th inning, sending it to extras. No team scored in the 10th, but then the Mets struck for 5 in the 11th inning, which they needed that insurance because the Dodgers scored a run in the bottom of the 11th inning. So the Mets were able to win by 4 after extras. Robert Geiselman got the win, Joe Kelly got the loss, and Edwin Diaz is now up to 31 saves on the season. And the Rockies and Padres played each other in an NL West matchup. Final score of this game, 3-0. The Rockies got shut out. The Padres started scoring early. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. Then they put up a run in the 6th to put up some insurance. Didn't need it, though, because the Rockies failed to score at all. Chris Paddock is evened out to 7-7 on the year now. Dylan Cease got his 3rd loss of the year. And Kirby Yates ever so close to 40. He is at 39 saves on the year now. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees, 72-45. They lost today to the Athletics. They're now on a 3-game losing streak, though they still lead the division. However, the Blue Jays, quite the opposite. They've won their last 3 games. They're 64-54 now, and they've gained some games on the Yankees. They're 8.5 games back of first now. The Rays are on a 5-game winning streak. They're well over 500 now. 60-56 is their overall record. They're 11.5 games back of the division lead, and they've also won 8 of their last 10 games. The Red Sox have gotten slightly cold. They've lost their most recent games, 2 to be exact. They're 58-59 overall now, and 14 games back of first place. And the Orioles still in last in this division. They're 45-71, 26.5 games back of first place, and their division elimination number is 20. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins lost today, but they still have the best record in Major League Baseball. They're over 80 wins as well. 81-38 is their record. The White Sox, 67-50 in second place, 13 games back of the Twins. The Indians are 62-55, 18 games back of first place, and they're also on a 3-game losing streak. They've lost 7 of their last 10 as well. The Tigers, 51-67 overall, 29.5 games back of first place. Also, their elimination number for the division is 15. And the Royals just got their 40th win today. They're 40-77, 40 games back of first place, and their division elimination number is now at 5 games. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics are 72-45. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They still lead this division. The Astros have lost 4 in a row, which has pushed them further down in the standings. They've also lost 7 of their last 10. They're 65-51 overall, 6.5 games back. The Angels are 53-65. They're 19.5 games back. The Rangers, 49-69, 23.5 games back. And the Mariners, 48-70. They're 24.5 games back in first place. And here are the wildcard standings in the American League. The White Sox right now have the top wildcard spot with a 67-50 overall record. They've also won their last 2 games. The Astros have lost 4 in a row. They're still in the second wildcard spot, though. 65-51 is their overall record. The Blue Jays have won 3 in a row, so they're inching back to a wild card spot potentially. 64-54 is their overall record. They're 2 games back of the Astros. The Indians, 62-55. They've lost 3 in a row, so they've moved back a bit. They're 3.5 games back now of that second wild card spot. The Rays are getting closer to contending for a wild card spot. 60-56 is their overall record, and they're 5 games back of the Astros, and they're also on a 5-game winning streak. The Red Sox are continuing to fall. They've been lingering, but they've lost 6 of their last 10 games, so they're below 500 again. 58-59 is their overall record. They're 7.5 games back of the Astros. And every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 13 games back of the Astros for that second wildcard spot. In the National League East, the Atlanta Braves are leading with a 66-52 overall record. They lost today, though, as did the Nationals, so the Nationals couldn't capitalize. 65-52 is the Nats' overall record, and they're a half game back of the Braves. The Marlins won today, so they got a game closer to first place. They're 63-55, 3 games back of first. The Phillies won today as well. They're 58-60, 8 games back of first. And the Mets still in last, but they also won today, so they get a a bit closer to first place. 52-65 is their overall record, and they're 13.5 games back of the Braves. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals still lead. They've won their last 2 games, and they've won 7 of their last 10. 67-51 is their overall record. The Cubs are 62-56, 5 games back of first place. They're also on a 2-game winning streak. The Brewers have lost their last 2 games. They're 52-64, 14 games back. The Reds, 48-69, 18.5 games back. They've also lost their last 2 games, as have the Pirates for that matter. Pirates are 43-74, 23.5 games back of first place. In the National League West, Los Angeles Dodgers lost to the Mets today. They're 78-41. They still lead this division, though, by a large margin, and they're 2 wins away from 80. The Padres are 63-55, 14.5 games back. They won today. The Diamondbacks also won today. They're 62-55, 15 games back of first place. The Rockies lost today. They're 50-67, 27 games back of first place. Their division elimination number is 18. And the Giants are 44-72, 32.5 games back of first. They're on a 5-game losing streak, and their division elimination number is 13. And here are the wildcard standings in the National League. The Nationals have the top spot right now with a 65-52 record. The Marlins, who are also in the NL East, are second in the wildcard standings right now, tied with the Padres, who also have a 63-55 overall record. The Diamondbacks, rather close, 62-55 is their overall record. They're just a half game back of that second wildcard spot. The Cubs still lingering as well, 62-56 is their overall record, and they're a game back of that second wildcard spot. Then you have the Phillies, who are under 500, but they have a shot. They're 5 games back of that second wildcard spot. 58-60 is their overall record. They've won their last 2 games as well. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 10 games back of that second wildcard spot. Let's take a look at league leaders now, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera, 346 average. He has the best. Miguel Andujar, 10 points behind him with a 336 average. And JD Martinez, third best with a 335. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 345. 3 points behind him, Nolan Arenado has a 342. And Christian Yelich, ever so slightly lower than Arenado's. He's also at a 342, but the insignificant numbers you can't see on your screen are what differentiates Arenado from Yelich. Hits leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar has the most with 161. JD Martinez and Miguel Cabrera tied with the second most. They're both at 158. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 163. 13 behind him, Ronald Acuna Jr., who has 150. Nolan Arenado and Marcus Semien, third best on the list with 148. And bat leaders in the American League, Miguel Andujar the leader with 479. And in the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 493. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon's at 40, Jose Abreu second best with 38, and Miguel Andujar third best with 37. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 48. 11 behind him is Christian Yelich, who has 37. Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Trey Turner all tied with the third most doubles. They're all at 32. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 8. Adam Eaton and Jose Altuve tied for second best with 6. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13. Victor Robles second best with 8. Hunter Pence and Andrew McCutchen are each at 7 triples, tied for third best. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton leads with 39. 5 behind him are Yohan Moncada and Chris Davis. They both have 34, tied for second best. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. still the leader with 43. Paul Goldschmidt second best with 38. And Eugenio Suarez third best with 32. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis getting closer to 100. He's at 98 now. 5 above Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who has 93, and Mitch Moreland rounds out the top 3 with 89. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt still at 100. Ronald Acuna Jr. 9 behind him with 91. And Eugenio Suarez third best with 90. Run scored leaders in the American League, there's a 3-way tie for first, and they're all Red Sox. JD Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, and Rafael Devers all have 87 runs scored. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with 96. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has 28, Adalberto Mondesi has 26, and D. Gordon third best with 23. In the National League, Starling Marte and Trey Turner tied for the top. They're both at 39, and Jonathan Villar rounds out the top 3 with 31. Walks leaders in the American League, Shin-Soo Choo has the most with 74, and in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the most with 81. On-base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a .421, Josh Bell second highest at a .405, and J.D. Martinez third best also at a .405, slightly lower than Bell's though. And in the National League, Christian Yelich the leader with a .442 OBP, Paul Goldschmidt second highest at a .437, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third highest at a .426. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yoan Moncada at the top with a .642, Justin Upton second highest at a .623, and Josh Bell third highest at a .610. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a .743, Paul Goldschmidt second highest at a .669, and Christian Yelich third best at a .667. On-base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Yoan Moncada has the highest at a .028, Josh Bell second highest at a .016, and J.D. Martinez third highest at a .010. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the highest at a .168, Christian Yelich second highest at a .108, and Paul Goldschmidt third highest at a .1.106. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu, Jordan Montgomery, and Lucas Giolito all tied for the top. They all have 13 wins on the year. In the National League, Walker Buehler at the top with 15, Steven Strasburg second best with 13, Madison Bumgarner and Jimmy Nelson are tied with the third most wins. They're both at 12. Losses leaders in the American League, Chris Bassett, Sean Manaea, and Kenta Maeda have the least amount of losses among those that qualify. They're all at 2. And in the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount of losses among pitchers that qualify. He is also at 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Liam Hendriks has the most with 38, Roberto Ozuna second most with 36, and Brad Hand third most with 35. In the National League, Kenley Jansen and Kirby Yates tied for the top. They're both at 39. Will Smith and Craig Kimbrell are tied with the third most saves. They're both at 38. ERA leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the lowest at a .259, Jake Odorizzi second lowest at a .278, and Daniel Norris third lowest at a .280. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest at a .204, Marcus Stroman second lowest at a .230, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a .249. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has allowed the least amount with 9 among pitchers that qualify. And in the National League, Marcus Stroman has allowed the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He is also allowed 9. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has the most with 5, Garrett Cole second best with 3, Jake Odorizzi and Jose Barrios each have 2, tied for third best. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with 5, Zach Wheeler second best with 3, Sandy Alcantara, Aaron Nola, Merrill Kelly, Walker Buehler, and Clayton Kershaw all tied with the third most shutouts. They're all at 2. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has the most with 190, Lucas Giolito second best with 184, 6 behind Cole, and Jake Odorizzi rounds out the top 3 with 172. In the National League, Steven Strasburg leads with 189, Jacob deGrom the next best with 172, and Clayton Kershaw third best with 171. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has the most with 5, Garrett Cole's at 3, Jake Odorizzi, Jose Barrios, Corey Kluber, and Aaron Savali all have 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with 5, Zach Wheeler has 4, and Aaron Nola third best with 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu the leader with 169. In the National League, Aaron Nola the leader with 162 and 2/3 innings pitched. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, Carlos Carrasco and Daniel Norris have each allowed 30, tied for the league least. And in the National League, Brett Anderson has the league least with 31. Whip leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has a 109 whip, Masahiro Tanaka also with a 109, Ivan Nova third lowest at a 110. In the National League, Jacob deGrom is the lowest at a 104, Marcus Stroman second lowest at a 108, and Steven Strasburg third lowest at a 109. Pitching war leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has a 4, Jake Odorizzi second best with a 3.9, and Kenta Maeda third best with a 3.3. In the National League, Jacob deGrom leads with a 4.2, Walker Buehler second best with a 3.9, and Steven Strasburg third best with a 3.7. At batting war leaders in the American League, Yoan Moncada the leader with a 6.9, DJ LeMahieu second highest at a 6.5, and Yasmani Grandal rounds out the top 3 with a 6. In the National League, Marcus Semien leads with a 7.5. Ronald Acuna Jr. slightly lower than his, also at a 7.5 though. And Christian Yelich rounds out the top 3 with a 6.9. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Saturday, August the 8th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.